Hey, Kaiser here with part 2 of 3 for my Japan trip. Today I'm visiting an off-road cycling event called Akigase Bikelore. Additionally, I'll ride portions of a well-known cycling road in Tokyo called Arakawa Cycling Road. I actually happened to learn about this cycling event 2 days ago on Instagram and it wasn't too far away, so I just decided to go. I'm riding a 20-year-old mountain bike with a cracked frame and broken shifter cables, so officially pretty much a single-speed bike now for the most part.
The gear ain't changing anymore.
It was a tiring day, especially since it took twice as long to get there just because I had to check my phone's map so often. It really is difficult riding in a different culture and infrastructure where I don't have a general hunch in terms of directions. I was pretty exhausted just getting to the Arakawa River in the morning.
Oh my god. Must just be the wrong road. I had all that time and I never checked the phone. It's definitely really easy to ride compared to Atlanta, at least. I don't really have to worry too much about getting run over. Like, yeah, I'm in a sidewalk, but even if I'm in the road, I don't have that fear of just getting sideswiped. I don't really have that big worry. I don't think you guys can see it on camera, but the amount of freaking fumes and pollution here, ridiculous. Woo! It's pretty cool.
Arakawa Cycling Road is a pretty flat road going along the river and near lots of grass baseball fields. In Japan, there often isn't enough space like in the States to casually have baseball fields and football fields everywhere. Not even the high schools and middle schools will have dedicated fields usually. So you can find many open fields condensed around the river.
Can I just chase these bike people? Because they have 100% camping gear, meaning I know exactly where they're going with me.
The cycling path is on both sides of the river, I found out. And since the people who looked like they were going to go to the Bikelore went to the other side, I followed them and crossed the river. But it turns out that they went to a different place, so no navigation for me. The surprising thing about the Arakawa River was that you could actually see really far into the distance. I just assumed that it's a low point in elevation and you'd see nothing. But oh, how I was wrong. Beautiful mountains in the distance.
I really want to go to those mountains over there. Ah, damn, look at that. Jeez. Interesting. Okay. I swear to God, if there's a multiple of those gates.
The second thing that surprised me was the cycling road itself. In my mind, it was supposed to be like a straight road, like the Atlanta Silver Comet Trail, but there were so many parallel roads. It was honestly so confusing. It's not just like a flat road that goes on forever. Some parts of the route had 5 to 6 parallel paths right next to it, and I'd assume some of them loop back for runners to have a 1K loop or something, but for a first timer, oh lord. Luckily I arrived at Akigase with some help from people, but I wonder if there are some dead ends if you just take a different path.
What?
One thing I felt while cycling here was, I see, this must be why Japan has so many roadies. I feel like in the States you can easily find mountain bike trails and gravel routes nearby, but it just seems like Japan is so densely populated in the city with no easy trail access. The only place to ride without a traffic light every 5 seconds is routes like this where it's flat and long. The place we're heading to today is an off-road event with races, however it's actually a special event in a forest that isn't open for trail riding on a normal day apparently. So it really does grow the roadie culture easier here. Where
are you racing? Oh. Nice. So I guess the race course is right here. That's kind of cool. I have no idea what it is. Oh, it's a denim one. They're all wearing jeans.
Eventually I arrived at Akigase Bikelore. I regret not taking as many photos as I thought I did. I had so much fun just looking around and talking to people.
So it's pretty cool. Free bike storage. They give you a number and then you hold a number and then that's it.
And the races were really interesting too. There were some denim races, character races, and luggage races, and they were all entertaining to watch. There was even a 12-hour race from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. overnight, which sounded quite fit for me, to be honest.
It's raining.
There were many brands selling their products, and it was fun to see some Japanese companies. The main one, of course, was Panracer for me. I was able to buy some colored tires from them. Unfortunately, they didn't have the pink in my size, which was truly a shame. A person I didn't know was coming was Cyclone Cheese Cycling Cap. It's so cute. I found out that my viewers were buying it a few months ago, and I really wanted it. The lady was also really cool to talk to, and I can't believe that I didn't take a single photo while chatting and browsing, but the best thing I got that day was definitely the winter ear flap cap that I got from her. Super warm and perfect for a cold winter day. After that, I went to see Blue Lug and I bought some things for Reed and Jordan, and eventually after spending a few hours looking around, I headed home. It was too crowded and I was just really exhausted. I rode along the Arakawa river on the way back as well, but this time I decided to ride on the opposite side of the river. To do that, I had to cross a big bridge. Japan has a lot of wide rivers, doesn't it? And this bridge was really long. I definitely don't like crossing bridges, it's just so scary and I feel like I'm just gonna drop something, but the river definitely looked pretty deep too. And also the sidewalk was pretty narrow. I couldn't believe that some people were just sitting in the middle of the path looking at their phones. Like, all you need is one gust of wind and goodbye to your $1,000 iPhone. When I reached the other side and started riding, the scenery was completely different. I was actually surprised that there were farms on the other side, and it was honestly a fantastic view and I had a great time riding on the other side. On the way back, I was behind 3 elderly people and I wasn't really sure if I should overtake them or not because honestly my pace was about the same as them. He kept looking back several times, but I felt like even if I overtake them, they might pass me again soon after. But at the same time, I also didn't want to keep riding right behind them the whole time. It's just like I'm in a new country, I have no common sense for these kinds of situations, and everything I'm doing feels awkward.
Skytree!
For my ride back, I took the same route we used to get there, except the Arakawa River. Navigation was easy since I had already ridden the route once, and I went ahead and rode all my wrong turns from the morning backwards since that was faster than trying to find a better route. The first time riding a road is always the hardest and takes the longest, you know? And so that was my day. I had another fun experience in Japan. By the way, I didn't eat anything all day, so I went home and had some nice dumplings. There were a lot of food stalls at the Bikelore, but there wasn't anything that really caught my eye. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for the third and last ride in Japan if you like this. Bye!